Good morning, good morning. Trucking the Buffalo here through the wet and cold, rainy, windy day. Chat was buzzing on your end. Heaps of condos. See, I don't know what I did. I had a few hundred people on there at one point, and I couldn't see anything past. I think maybe it was you joking about ramming the truck or something or speeding up, but I got one. I only had maybe like 6 or 7 comments, and then nothing new popped up. So I'm not sure what happened on my end, but I appreciate you letting me know. I knew something must have happened because yeah, other guy. I knew something must have happened because usually you get 200 people on there and ask where they're watching from. Usually people are chiming in, so I don't know what I did, but that's fine. Figured I'd just start a new one here. I think I picked up, just in that short time there, I think like 15 more people subbed to the channel, so that's still pretty cool. But if you are new here, we had a few hundred people watching. We're trucking this, I'll call it a baby load, from Erie, PA up to Buffalo, New York here in the rain. But this is what we call gravy freight. He brought this out of Texas. I think he picked it up in Texas, but it came out of Mexico, I think, there. And he picked it up in Texas and brought it the whole way here without a pilot car. He's only 12.2 wide, I think. So this is one of those, I'm here for a technicality because New York State is strict on their size requirements for pilot cars. So we call this a vacation day. I was lucky enough to pick this one up because I know the company. I've ran with them before that's hauling this. So picked this one up this morning, and yeah, I don't know about making bank, but it's better than not making anything. I got a long drive this afternoon. Yeah, you could call it making bank. It's gravy freight, so there's not a whole lot of work. And this is I don't like to do this, but I will, because why not? So you can see right there, we're doing the speed limit here, but that little green symbol there, that's how you know it's gravy freight. Because that is my adaptive cruise control. That is, I just set my cruise control and it keeps me right behind this truck here, all across the highway, so there's not really a whole lot of thinking except for watching what's behind us and watching what might be up ahead. So that's when you know it's gravy freight. Usually I'm up front running a pole or running a lead on things that require a whole lot more. Yeah, adaptive cruise, yep. Hey, Gravity. Morning to everybody. And turb noise. It's kind of hard for me to read these on while the camera's mounted there. So, but good morning to everybody. Yeah, the adaptive cruise. It's very rare that I'm chasing a load anymore. I'm usually up front, and there's a lot more going on, and traffic, and with high loads and dealing with people. So these ones here, it really is like going on vacation, honestly. But it's all right. It's all right. And they deserve an easy day every once in a while. Not that those wind blades from before weren't easy. I'm actually, I'm making a joke, but I'm kind of not when I'm saying I'm depressed that those are over, because they were like a vacation, honestly, because it was this, it's the same route every day, nothing changes, and I was home every day for dinner or by dinner time, so that was really nice. I'm not used to that. Usually I gotta go halfway across the country to make any money, and I'm gone for a week or 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks at a time, and that kind of sucks. It's when you being away from your family kind of sucks, but when you have like a full household and there's a lot of kids at home and somebody else, or whatever it might be, or whatever, there's a lot going on at home. But now it's just my other daughter went back to college, so it's just me and my little one there at home. So I'm trying to be home more often with her. Try to lighten up on the traveling across the country all the time, all year, because I could if I wanted to, but my oldest is 21 and out of college and working a job, and those years just fly by. They're gone before you know it, and I spent a lot of those years working. Keeping the lights on and working long days, never really traveling and not being home every night, but you just miss a lot of stuff regardless when you work a lot. So can't go back and change it, but you can try to do things differently from here forward. I'm still gonna truck, I'm still gonna take long trips or whatever, but they're not gonna be my priority at this point. They're not going to be the first ones I want to do. Just because it's 2,000 miles long doesn't mean it's necessarily a great load. I can make the same amount of money, technically, if I'm working every day at home. So it's kind of a horse apiece. It's just a matter of staying busy and working all the time. So I've gone I've done what you think would be a great load, and being on a load for 6, 7, or 8 days, and then having 2 or more days to drive home. When you boil it all down, if I work every day locally, I make the same amount of money just working from home locally every day. That's the biggest thing for me. And sometimes you don't always have the local work right here. It's a good spot, and there is a lot of trucking up in New York and everything, but it doesn't always, I don't know. The weather gets crappy up here, and a lot of guys don't like trucking up to New York, and oversized gets, if you get really, really big, not like this stuff here, but if you get really big, it gets really hard to do in New York State and Western New York. The infrastructure isn't really that big, so you're right, man. You can't get that time back. It's you can make up for it. You can make up for you can make up for it by changing what you do from here forward. Like I said, I've always been home with my kids. I really just started the traveling the last seven or 8 years. I wasn't really over the road until about 7 years ago, but we had a big household and a lot of people at home, so it's not like your kids were by themselves and stuff. But like I said, things are a little different now, so it's down to me and my little one, and I want to be around for all of her stuff, as much of it as I can be. So from Europe, Daniel, there you go. Terminator, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I don't really know how this works now that I'm monetized, but I see that and I appreciate that. I was kind of I didn't get into it in that vlog I put up. Jace Latin there, good morning to you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the thumbs up on here already. I didn't get too far into that last vlog I made about the costs of being a pilot car. Yeah, oh man, thank you, Terminator. I appreciate that. I'm hoping I can find it. I remember having it a few weeks back because I was looking back at the old footage of this really big super load that I did a few months ago down to Florida. I got rear-ended by a state cop and all this stuff happened. and I was scrolling through the footage on the camera. I had it then, and I don't remember if I brought it out to my car, if I set it. I gotta dig for it, but yeah, man, I appreciate that. Thank you. That was a hard trigger to pull on that camera, and I know it's not really expensive, but it was close to $500. I think it was one of those GoPro like action cameras that like it's got a fisheye lens, but it can see all around at all times or whatever. I'm not a big camera guy. I'm learning as I go, but that was tough to pull the trigger, and yeah, I'm gonna be. I have a warranty thing on it through who I bought it for, but it doesn't compensate you for being a dummy and losing it, or theft or losing or anything like that. It doesn't cover that, so which is people can lie, so I appreciate it. And new trucker just graduated in Massachusetts. That's awesome. Weather looks bad. We're in Western New York. Just we'll be in Buffalo here shortly, and yeah, the weather it's not the worst it could be, but it's definitely cold and windy and crappy out there right now. So, and Slatton here, yeah, I'm not necessarily a trucker. I like to think I truck just as much as a lot of these guys on the road, and I've had years I do about 120,000 miles, so I do a lot of trucking, but I run the pilot cars here for oversized loads, running a high pole and all that. But regardless, congratulations on your CDL. That's awesome, and I think anybody that has access to the internet knows that trucking's kind of crazy in the U.S. right now. Keep politics out of it or whatever, but I've heard some things that they need to hire truckers, and that the rates, and I don't know if this is true or not. I don't look at trucker load boards or nothing, but rates are doing a little bit better right now, and a lot of job openings. So regardless of any of the other garbage that's going on in the U.S., that's good. We do need truck drivers, and we need good truck drivers. I've been out here. I've been all across the country, and I've seen some really, really, really scary stuff in my travels. And I'm not saying that there's not still a lot of professional drivers out there, but there's a lot less now, and there's a lot more trucks. So if you do the math, it's it's bad there. But again, man, Terminator, thank you. That is really cool. That's the first, now that I'm halfway monetized on YouTube. That's awesome. It's what I was getting into with that video that I made about being a pilot car and all the costs that go in. You got another big one cranking by.
Copy.
It's a little windy out here, so these guys are blowing around a little bit if they're empty. So, in that vlog I made about the costs of being a pilot car, I didn't get into. It's funny because my brother is a pilot car too, and he called me a couple days after I put the video up. He's like, "Did you watch it? And then did you decide that you don't want to do this anymore? Because you should have." It was funny because it sounded negative, and again, I don't do it because the money is amazing. Because if you're doing this by the books and you have everything you should have and all of that, it's very expensive, just as a basis with a reliable car and insurance and certifications and all your equipment. Fuel is, and thank God gas has come down a little bit right now from where it was. At least I see down south it says the gas has come down quite a bit. We're still over $3 in Pennsylvania. We've been we've been average anywhere between 360 and 380 a gallon, like this whole time. It's never came down, and I think it's down close to $3 now. But fuel is the biggest expense in this, obviously, right after your vehicle expense. So I didn't get into, in that video, it was just about being a pilot car, but that's kind of why the YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff, I was doing it kind of as a hobby and for fun for my kids to see, and family and all that, to kind of see the cool stuff I'm doing all over the country. And then it kind of just got a little bit bigger, and I met some guys that are they're making a couple of dollars doing YouTube, and I thought, well, that's really cool. I could do it myself. And if it offsets I look at it like this: if I can make a couple of dollars to help out with the hobby, if it offsets the not the money that people think there is in being a pilot car, I can do okay, but I don't have any other avenue to make money because of how volatile the job is and how I have to just jump up and go. I used to work 2 or 3 jobs at a time when I was younger, or had like a full-time job, plus I was still self-employed on the side, and I had multiple avenues to make money. And he's blowing all around. Keep an eye on.
Copy.
I had multiple avenues to make money, and if one wasn't good, the other one was, and vice versa. And now that I do pilot car, I can't really, like at home, I can't get a little side job to make extra money, because if the phone rings, I need to go. Like, I have a load and I got to go now, and there's no waiting around. So it makes it hard to pick up side gigs or anything else. So it's kind of what I like about doing the Facebook and the YouTube, is if I can make a couple of bucks doing it and making these vlogs and whatever, it's fun. It keeps me occupied when I'm out on the road. And like I said, if it's a little extra money at the end of the month, then that's just a bonus to it. You know what I mean? I'm not quite there yet with YouTube, but if I'm diligent, and thanks to Terminator there, we're gonna start throwing towards getting a new camera if I can't find my other one. But that's the biggest thing. I'm not great with technology either. I have a brand new laptop at home, like a Samsung something. It's a nice laptop, and my daughter got it for me for my birthday, and suggested that it would be easier to make my videos on rather than doing them all from my phone, because my phone struggles with all of those videos. It manages, but it's not the tool for the job. And but I'm not good with technology. Like, I'm good with it, I'm not good at learning new technology. Like, I have a home PC still, with a keyboard and a tower and all of that. And when I mess around on my daughter's laptops trying to do something, the keyboard gets me angry, and the fact that there's no mouse and it's just a little pad, it gets frustrating. And I guess that's where the kids come up with the phrase boomer. You're getting angry at the computer, boomer. Australia has weird rules with pilot cars. Hey, I wish, man. Highest earning jobs. It's unfortunately, I mean, so I'm I'm an independent contractor, so I charge, unless I'm taking the load from another, like a broker or somebody else, I charge my own rate. And I can adjust them a little bit depending on the load. Like, if it's a really, really bad load or something that is very, very risky, or really whatever. I can adjust my prices if I want to, but I tend to stay pretty even Steven across the board. So, you know, the biggest thing is consistency and working. You know, you can't have a lot of time off. You got to stay pretty regular. You got to have regular invoices going out doing this in order to stay afloat and keep the bank account in the green there, and, you know, keep the bread on the table with the butter. So I try to remain, you know, I don't price myself out of work, but I'm not the cheapest guy out here doing this, because I do have all of the things that you're supposed to have, and a lot of pilot cars do, but there's a lot more that don't, and the ones that don't can run a lot cheaper because they're running cheap insurance that you can get for next to nothing, versus my insurance cost me over $10,000 a year to do this, which, you know, you call it $1,000 a month just to keep me from getting sued, I suppose, and all of the other things. So if you take that into, plus having a newer reliable car and the payment and all that stuff, it's expensive to do it, so I'm not going to work for next to nothing. But I'm also not so cocky that I charge, you know, through the roof. Some people just hear that cars are charging this much, and then they go, well, I'm going to charge this much too. And it's like, well, some of those cars are charging that much because they're worth it, and you're just doing it because you think you're entitled to the same pay. And all pilot cars are not the same out here at all. Not even close. It's I'm far from the best pilot car out here, but I've definitely had days where, you know, I'm running with two other pilot cars on a load, and I'm doing, you know, basically the work of everybody from up front, because they're new or green or haven't been out here long and just don't have the experience. But the goal is just to get the job done, you know, one way or another. And I don't really get too angry on it or get too mad about it, because it's just my paycheck when it's all said and done. I need to get the load delivered. You know, this isn't like working a regular job where you're on a factory floor or something and people are being lazy and whatever else, where you can be like, well, they're all being, you know, lazy and crappy, so I'll be lazy and crappy. Well, I have to get the load where it needs to go in order for me to get paid, so I'm going to do it regardless. I don't care about what anybody else on the load is or isn't doing. Kind of how I've always been, you know, so got to get it done, got to get paid there. Howdy, Big Cat Daddy there. And just got midnight here in Australia. Have a safe trip. Yeah, thank you, Terminator. I appreciate it, man. It's midnight in Australia. Yeah, it's about 9. It's 9 a.m. Eastern time here in the U.S. So I'm always curious how that works. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, copy.
That guy comes bumping out here in a hurry. Got her.
Copy.
Yeah, it's I see, so like in the UK, and I'm not exactly sure how the time things work or what time it is where everybody's watching, but yeah, when you said about, I think you made a comment about the oversize in Australia, I've seen some videos of like the windmills that we were doing over the last few months that I did the lives with, and I've seen how they haul some of this stuff. You got this guy's cranking up the left here. I'm not sure if that lane's closed or not.
No, we're good though.
Yeah, copy. I've seen videos of how they move like those windmill blades in Australia or the UK or Europe or whatever, and they do it completely different than we do in the US. Ours are on like just regular trailers or beam trailers or steerable dollies. And then I've seen videos from overseas where they're mounted from the bottom of the blade, or where the blade would attach to the wind turbine, and they can pick those things up straight up in the air in order to make turns. So instead of having to like pick a really special route to navigate these turns and all that, they can just throw it straight up in the air, and then it's not 300 feet long. And I don't know if that's a possibility here in the US to do that, but it is really neat to watch, honestly. We have technology here and all that, but looking the way some people do things in the other countries, we're kind of still in the Stone Age in the US in some aspects, for sure. Captain Caveman, good morning to you, buddy. We're trucking here up to Buffalo with it's an oversized load, I guess. It's not very big, but it's a little wide here, and New York is pretty strict on having a pilot car, anything over 12 feet, and he is 12'2", which two of those inches might be these tarps on this thing, but regardless, they gotta have someone, and I picked it up here for a nice little morning trip, and then I'm gonna head home and get myself ready, because this evening I'm gonna head over to Schenectady, and tomorrow we're gonna be moving I believe it's a C-130 military aircraft from an aviation museum up near Schenectady, and the plane is going to California. I'm only taking them because they're high, so they wanted. I've worked with these guys plenty of times, so they wanted me to get them out of New York and through Pennsylvania down into Virginia somewhere, where they're going to pick up some other pilot cars they know that'll take them all the way to California with it. So it's not a great run necessarily for me, to based on where it's at, but I'm gonna do it anyways, because these guys, they've used me a lot, and we've been all over the country together there, so it's gonna be, and it's interesting too. That's really the biggest thing, is sometimes a load doesn't make sense, but it's such a cool load that you have to do it. And if you check out my channel, back in almost a year ago, I think it was in December, we moved one of these planes out of Pittsburgh off a military base and took it out to Indiana to be used as a jump simulator. So they basically take these decommissioned equipment transport planes and troop transport planes, and then they stick them on the ground somewhere, and they practice like drilling out of them, almost like they were going to be, jumping out of the plane, I guess. They probably put 200 pounds on their back and all jump the 2 feet out of the back hatch onto the grass, and it's good practice. Never catch me jumping out of a plane. But do you have all your certifications up to date? Yes, I do. I have. So in New York, you have to be certified in New York, as you can tell by on the still frame there on the live. You can see the badges on the side of the car. So those are every 4 years, which I do have to redo that one in the next 90 days. And then I've been all across the country this year and have all of my inspections up to date, which some of them run like a year from when you do them, and some of them are just annually until the end of the year. But I have, I think it's 4 or 5 different state inspection slash certifications, and then you have a pilot course there, which I did Utah certification because that's good for 4 years also. And I just did that one in the spring, so I'll be good until 2029 on that one. So yeah, everything's up to date for the moment. It's basically, I'm really, I guess I could be more diligent about it, but I don't bother. You got left.
Copy.
I don't, the ones that are like not needing done because they're nowhere near me or anything like that, like I'll wait until I have a trip going through or going out to the West Coast or something, and then I'll get them all done before I take the trip or before I'm going out there, and then I'm good for the year. But I don't just sit there. Sometimes I'll do a couple of them just so I have them, but I could, next year I could never go through New Mexico, which you have to get inspected when you get in New Mexico. All right, he's flooring it up. Back up your right side there.
Yeah, copy that. That's what I was waiting for.
I wasn't sure if he was waiting to let you by and didn't get there, or if he was just not paying attention.
Yeah, I think sometimes they haven't had their morning coffee, man, so they're kind of like on a delay.
Yeah, I got you. Everybody's on a delay anymore.
Yeah, copy that.
But yeah, there's as I was saying, I think I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I either have 6 or 7 different state certifications or inspections, and some states make you register to run your amber lights in the state. So I have like 6 or 7 that I keep in my binder, and I get them done as they need done or as they expired, or I'll just wait until I have another trip going out there and get it all taken care of before we go through. I am pretty adamant about making sure I have all my stuff legal, just because why not? I mean, it might be a headache or it might be whatever, but I've never had a load shut down because of me, and I couldn't even show my face if that was ever to happen. No way, like when you get out to like Wyoming and Utah and all those places that check everything over at the ports, I couldn't imagine. And I've heard story upon story about the pilot cars not having what they needed, or not being equipped, or not even certified, like just horror stories where basically the trucker gets stuck and then they have to hire new cars, and I think there might be tickets and fines involved, and I would be mortified if that was ever the case because of me, because it's this isn't a master's degree in medical school. You just got to do what you got to do, and if you don't get it done, there's no excuse outside of just being lazy and not doing it. And now you cost the company time and money and everything else. And I think at that point, if you take a job and you cost the company money and whatever, I don't even think you deserve to be paid up to that point because you knew better. You knew better, and you should have just did what you needed to do before you took the load. So, but I appreciate everybody on here watching, and all the thumbs up here. I'm up to almost 25, so that's awesome. I'm growing the channel and bringing new people on. I was telling everybody else in Terminator there, I got a new vlog up for trucking in months, but I'm going to be working on it here again over the next few months. And I took a little break this summer with moving and all the other stuff I had going on, but we're going to get back into it again and get on some interesting oversized loads and go see the country a little bit. It might not be as often as I have been doing over the last few years, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Take some loads out to the Rockies or down to Texas or down to Florida. That's really what I want right now. I want to go to Florida. I'll take as many loads to Florida as I can at this point. It's warm and nice down there. Larry the cable guy's mother-in-law, yeah. Now this I'm not exactly sure what this is. These are steel parts that are used in some sort of manufacturing. They're going up to a company in Buffalo that'll use these parts in. I believe they make some sort of control buildings. Some sort of control buildings, and this must be internal parts to them that go inside. They're pretty massive buildings, so electrical components or generators or something, I got no idea really. 240 in Cleveland, Ohio by me. Yeah, Ohio's always been, because I'm only like 40 miles from Conneaut, and a lot of times if I'm going for a job west or whatever, I'll try to get at least to Conneaut before I grab gas, because they've always had a habit of being like 50 cents lower than us, and that's about it right now, because we're still a little over $3 in Erie. It's a lot better than $3.79 or whatever a gallon, but man, it's been rough. I remember when like $4 and a little over $4 out in California, and everybody was losing their mind. And we've lived in Pennsylvania and $3.69 and $3.79 for the whole year. That's just where we're at. I think it was a little bit more near Philly and a few other places. So we've just been living with it, and I don't try to understand the politics of it, but we have refineries right in Pennsylvania. We have a refinery for quick fills an hour from my house, and the gas station outside of the refinery is the most expensive price of all the gas stations within an hour. They don't even have to truck the fuel there. I mean, if they do, or they pump it up or whatever it is, but it's just I remember they made the news years back about why the gas was expensive there, and basically their answer was because I don't want to say it, but you know what the saying is. Let me run it up your right side here.
Yeah, copy.
Take the win. Why not? Why squeeze through, right?
Yeah, copy that, bro.
Yeah, we're just getting into Buffalo here now, so. Don't get banned for 2 days. I don't know what the rules are for lives there. I haven't gotten banned 40 minutes. I got lives from the past couple of weeks. I had one that was like 2 hours long there, so it actually boosted my channel and pushed me past the one threshold I needed for YouTube. So it's not too bad. You got it there, just one on the far right.
Copy.
It's just a little bit easier. He's sticking out a little over a foot on both sides of the trailer here, and traffic's not too bad here, but it's a lot easier than squishing into one lane because these cars, they don't pay a lot of attention when they're passing by. And you can see if I get in the right spot there, you can see he's hanging over the right hand side, which kind of pokes into the other lane, so it's a lot easier just to take up two. And you know, we're only driving a few miles down the road like this, so patience is a virtue, right? If you guys have jumped on here, the thumbs up, they help. I don't know how, and I don't know what YouTube does with them. I think they're just collecting the likes, but I think it puts my channel out into more people's feeds. So that's really the goal here. And Terminator's $10 contribution to my lost camera, that was pretty cool too, man. I really do appreciate that. I'm salty about that camera because I know I had it about 3 weeks ago, and I don't know where I put it. And I don't know if it fell off my car. I don't know if it's just misplaced, but I am. It does turn my stomach just a little bit because I think I paid, it was close to $500 for that thing when it was all said and done, and it was hard enough to pull the, you know, to make the decision. I guess I shouldn't say. Maybe I shouldn't say that other thing. All right, let's see here. It's 7 up here. We gotta go the long way around. They must be doing construction up here, so we gotta take the long way around and come back in from the north side, which isn't really a pain. We don't have to deal with city traffic then, so it's not as bad, I suppose. Thank you. A couple more thumbs up on the lives. We're trucking this guy up to Buffalo. He brought this out of Texas. I think it came from Mexico originally, and he picked it up in Texas and brought it all the way up to Buffalo, New York this past week. So he's had a long week, and I'm gonna get him there and go prep my day and get my car ready for tonight and tomorrow to go move the military plane. I'm not sure if I'll get done and be home tomorrow or if it'll turn into a 2-day ordeal. It just depends on how everything goes tomorrow. So I will, I don't know if I'll make a video on it for a vlog or if I will just do lives with it. It's really dependent on how things look when I get up there, because I don't do lives when things can be a little hairy or whatever else. It's just not good for business. In case anything goes wrong, you don't really want it on the internet. So Malcolm Brown, hello, beep, right? We're almost here. We got a few more miles. You can see Buffalo showing up in the skyline here a little bit. We got the old Buffalo skyline off distance. The 41 thumbs up on the live there. I appreciate it, guys. Hold you off just a little bit here.
Yeah, copy. Copy.
Yeah, you're clear on that.
Yeah, copy that.
All right, we'll be jumping off here in a second and headed back south out of Buffalo, a few miles back to where he's delivering this. What's under there? I don't know. It is, I believe it's components that are going inside of like an electrical building, because that's what I've taken loads out of the place this is going to, and it's usually buildings. Whether they're electrical or control units or whatever they are. So I believe these are parts that go, internal parts that go into those. So yeah, should have exit 7 here for 5 coming up soon.
Yeah, copy that.
And when we flip south here, we'll be going over the Buffalo Skyway. Which is pretty cool. If you've ever watched Buffalo in the wintertime, you always get a good view of the Skyway from the city. Watching the lake effect snow roll in. That's really only exciting if you don't live here. If you do live here, yeah, there's downtown Buffalo right there. Yeah, you got all the need back here.
Yeah, this is it right here, right?
Yeah, Skyway. Right side's looking good. All clear.
Copy.
Oh, yeah, you might have. You went one too soon.
Yeah, I think so too, man. So I'll return back around now.
Yeah, it's alright. Give it 1 second here.